morning, starshines. Hello, hello. As you can see, we have a very special desk buddy with us today. This is Banks. Banks would like some love. This is Banks. You better say hi, Banks. But hi everyone. Hello Toot. Hello Muffin. Hello Charlie. Hello Mike. Welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Hi Banks. She just wants some love. Thank you Toot for pouring my coffee this morning. And good morning Moon. Everybody. Everybody. Moon. We're doing the Sal today. Sal start for Moon's birthday. Be there or be square. 6 p.m. today on Moon's channel. Alright, but thank you Toot for pouring my coffee. Let's see if I can get that done around this one. Toot. Toot gets a heart. And another heart. And another heart. Binks gets a smoocher. Yeah, Moon, don't jump on top of Toot's computer. Toot said I just warningly said Moon as Glenn eyed the top of my computer. Alright. So I've got my Moon Core coffee mug here. It's very full, so I won't show you, but it says just a little ray of pitch black sunshine. I decided. I also dressed up for Moon's birthday Sal. I am wearing my chicken pants. I don't know how well you can see them. Chicken pants! Yeah. Banks, you're making the camera go out of focus. Oh, right, I forgot to turn the music down, sorry. There we go. Sorry, you guys probably couldn't hear me very well over the music there. But hopefully that's a little bit better. I got my chicken pants on. I got my coffee. So yes, it is Moon's birthday Sal kickoff today. 6 p.m. she's going to be streaming. And we are all going to gather and start a new project. And start any project you like. The theme of the Sal is Moon has given you permission to start a new project. So I was planning on starting a new project anyways for the Sal. However, I just happened to be almost done this one. I just happened to be almost done this one, so I'm gonna finish this and then start a new project, maintaining the same number of whips, coincidentally. So we're gonna finish this together on stream today because I have 113 stitches left. And I probably could have finished this last night, but I wanted to finish it on stream with you guys. So this is Three Pumpkins by Studio HMP. And it's Three Pumpkins with these little Quaker motifs in it. So we have one Quaker motif left to stitch. That's what we're going to be stitching on today. Binks is still here, don't worry. There's Binks. She'll be hanging out with us today. Early is here. She's sleeping in the closet, so she may make an appearance later. We'll see. But hi, good morning, happy Saturday. I hope you all have something lovely to drink, that you have had or are going to have a nice breakfast, and that you're ready to get some stitching done. Because I am ready to get some stitching done. I have been doing a lot of stitching lately. I realized that I lost my stitchy bug for a while. Please hold, I have to hydrate. Thank you. And I also have to pet things. Okay, now I have to hydrate again. Okay, so everybody hydrate with me and also pet Binks. Binks, no Stitch, only Binks. Nice moocher. Binks is trying to communicate with you guys. My needle go. I've lost my train of thought. No thought, only Stitch. I lost my Stitchy bug a little bit. A lot of bit. But I didn't really realize it because I was still stitching. Because obviously I've got stitching that I need to do for the shop. So I was still stitching, but I was kind of just stitching on stuff for the shop and not really doing a lot of personal stitching and not really, I don't know, not really enjoying the personal stitching I was doing. It was more obligation stitching. And then, like, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it was like it just came rushing back, and I was excited about fabric again. I was excited about floss again. I mean, I think it has something to do, I received some silk thread in the mail and started stitching with that, and it was just like, it was so good. Because the sensory, like, there's a sensory sensation of pulling a needle through fabric, pulling floss through fabric, and the sensation of silk is different than cotton, and it's lovely. So I got really excited about that project because I was really excited about that project, and also because I was really enjoying the sensory of silk. And then I was like, I really miss the sensory of linen as well. So this project has been in hibernation for a couple of months. But it's on linen. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish something up and then I'm gonna pull this one back out. So I did that. I was like, one day I went, you know, I'm thinking of pulling Three Pumkins back out. The next day I did 600 stitches on Three Pumkins. Sensory. Sup, nerd? Hey Gwen, welcome in. I don't know, since then I've just been really excited about patterns and fabric and floss, and it's become really joyful for me again. It's become less about stitch counts, because for a while it was like, how many stitches can I get every day? And how many days do I need to stitch? And how many stitches do I need to do per day in order to get to a certain point? And then it suddenly became, God, I really enjoy cross stitch. Hey Lady Gay, welcome in. So I'm really happy that my Stitchy bug is back. However, it does mean that I want to start all of the things. I think not having a Stitchy bug is how I managed to keep my whip count so low. Because it has been shockingly low. Hey Nastasia, welcome in. Today's the day. Yes, so if we finish this on stream, we're going to be setting up our project, we're going to be setting up my project for the Moon Sal. So I'm very excited, and I think we're going to finish this today because I really don't have that many stitches left. I just need to stop sipping my coffee because it's really heckin' good. It's Witch's Brew from Coffin Creek, which is their chocolate raspberry. And it's very raspberry forward. But it's that raspberry truffle kind of taste. Like very decadent. It's so good. And I'm almost out, and I don't know if I can order more. Because they can only do certain flavors in decaf. Glenn says, yesterday a coworker gave me the dreaded oh my god you should sell. No. Murder them. Allegedly in Minecraft. It's so hard to explain to those people, like, labor cost. Because they have this idea of, like, well, you're going to be doing it anyways. But yes, it's like, I'm doing it anyways to create stuff for me and my loved ones. But no, we've definitely run into that a lot before. Especially with crochet and knitting. Not so much with cross-stitch, because I think people understand the time commitment that cross-stitch has. Or they just don't put as much value in cross-stitched items, so it doesn't occur to them that people could want them. I don't know. I don't know. They're all wrong, however. Sassy is too excited to wait for stream start to start today. Ooh, early start. Nice. 7 a.m. and yet body says, wake up. I woke up this morning at 8 a.m. on the dot, which is a little bit late for me. But it was 8 o'clock on the dot. It freaked me out. Oh, Gwen's doing a Michael's run. Gwen, Code Orange is out. You'll have to, you won't have to. This is not a command. But Code Orange is out. So enjoy the Halloween. But I do hope that they have the colors you need. I actually ordered a few outstanding colors for a couple of projects just the other day from Millions of Stitches. Reminds me, I should probably check the mail. We ordered some fabric for Toot's next big project, and while I was there, I ordered the missing DMC and saved us a trip to Michael's. You woke up to the sweetest Glen cuddles and then the babies in your... Yes, did you post that picture in the server, by the way? Or just showed it to me? Glenn, not Glenn. I was about to say Gwen, not Gwen. Gwen was not in Toot's chair this morning. Gigi and Sam were, like, snuggled up in Toot's chair this morning. And it was so cute. Okay, maybe Gwen was in Toot's chair and we just didn't catch them. Nico! Welcome in! Happy Saturday! Happy Saturday. We're doing good. We are doing good. I am almost finished this project. So we're working on this, and then we're gonna get ready. Moonifer is celebrating her birthday by doing a start along. We're gonna get our project ready for that. Okay, the picture is posted now, so if you guys want to head on over to the Discord, you can see some adorable kitty snuggles. Nastasia saw an ad for a pumpkin onesie, and the title was "Every Girl Needs This for Summerween." No, those are too hot for winter. Also, my condolences to everyone in Europe right now. Just everyone in Europe. Like, apparently the heat wave there is ridiculous. Wano was showing us some pictures. I know people in the UK are just melting. I haven't actually left our house in like 3 days, so I don't know how hot it is. Oh no, Miko is also a puddle. Muffin's a puddle. Puddle of Muffin. Puddle of Muffin would be a good band name. Gwen woke up and remembered that they had gotten a pattern from JetX Stitch a while ago, but you definitely don't have what you need to do. I find that JetX Stitch uses such a unique palette that I never have anything I need for them. Did you guys... Okay. So JetX is doing an exclusive for Midsummer Stitch. And I was like, I wasn't planning on going to Midsummer Stitch. But then JetX announced that she's doing an exclusive, and I'm like, oh no. And then they put out a video showing their like design process for the thing, which obviously was showing parts of the design. And I was like, oh no. Halfway through the video, I'm like, I'm cooked. Like, it's moths and a frog and Lily of the Valley. Like, I'm gonna need this pattern. I'm cooked. And then I saw the finished one, and somehow, despite having all of those elements, I was like, you know what, this is pretty, but it's not like an immediate, I need this in my life. That's what Charlie's looking forward to. You want to stitch that pattern? It is really, I do really like the finished pattern. However, the elements that I like the most aren't the focal point of it. So I think that's why I'm more like, okay, I can live without this until it comes to their shop. Because I have so many JetXs that I want to do. Did I do myself a heckle? I did. It's fine, we're rolling with it. Gonna do extra stitches here. This project is so full of fudges. It was one of my first linen projects, so I was kind of more focused on learning linen and getting it perfectly correct. Also, it's a Quaker, so you can either not fudge it at all or you can fudge it quite a bit. There's like kind of no in between, depending on the part that you're fudging. Glenn heard you say Gwen and perked up. Aw, baby. Nastasia has never been to any Lindy Stitch events, and Moon reminded them. Decided you can do it so you can tell everyone about the crafting community here on Twitch. The weekend before our raid train. Good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think the only reason that I would go would be networking, and I would have to be really, like, in a place where I could network, if that makes sense. Like, I would have to mentally prepare for it. But I think the fact that it exists is amazing. Because a lot of people can't get to in-person Stitch events. Like, you just can't. Either they're not near you, or it's difficult for you to travel, or it's difficult for you to even get out for a day. So I love that virtual events like the Lindy Stitches event exist. And it's kind of like what we're doing here, really. Or like what Moon does in her community with her Stitch days, like the FFO party. That was basically a mini Lindy Stitch retreat. Okay, bye, Binks. So yeah, like I love that they exist. I just don't think they're for me. I think it's a lot of peopling. And when you have a low, when your social battery XP is low, that can be more difficult than people realize. And I found it, I went to the Jingle Ball for about 2 hours, and I found it very overwhelming. But again, that's just my experience, and I think if you aren't able to get out and experience an in-person event, or like something like one of Moon's Discord events, you should at least try it once, and then you don't know, and then you'll know. Yes, Charlie went to Spring Mingle. I remember you had a great time. You were telling us about it. And Muffin went to Midsummer last year and the Jingle Ball and had a lot of fun. Didn't do any socializing, just watched the events, did some classes, and bought some patterns. Nice. Like, that's the thing. You can also just chill and lurk. You don't have to do big thing. Guys, I talk too much. Like, what am I doing here? I missed several stitches. Thank you for the hydrate, Miko. Go do the launders. Nastasia says it's so expensive for an in-person, especially with lodging. It can be, yeah. We're going to a day event in October, one of the Keymat Stitch days. And yeah, the price of the ticket, it's not cheap. I mean, you do get food. We got really good food when they invited us to the last one. You do get food, and it's a great day, and there's usually like prizes and stuff like that. And for us, the cost of travel was half a tank of gas, if that. But yeah, if you're traveling for these things, it can be quite expensive. So much peopling, and I've been to a few in person, but they range from 40 to 130 people. But they can be loud and conversations all over. Exactly, like it's really, some people thrive in those environments, and that is, so something like that would be great for them. Just not those people. However, Muffin did bring up the classes. There is a class at not Spring Mingle, Midsummer Stitch, that like, it's so DH and Moon coded. It's how to turn a cross-stitched piece into a journal, and the kit comes with the journal insert and the pattern, and one of the patterns is a Jet X stitch, so like, love. And one of the patterns is Blooming Quakers, which has been on my, like, I really desperately need this pattern list since I saw it announced. And Keymat has a pattern. They have a copy of it. They're holding it for me so I can get out there with some money. But it was really cute because we went to the event and I went to pick up another pattern. And because I had mentioned to Megan, that I really wanted Blooming Quakers, and she's like, oh, those ones are really hard to get from that designer. Like she's just really hard to buy from. And I was like, oh, that's too bad, but you know, and then the conversation kind of moved on. And then when we were at the event, Megan was like, wait, and she turns around to like a bag behind the counter and pulls out Blooming Quaker, and I'm like, oh my god. It was so sweet. Sassy is very tempted for the Stitch Journal. However, I think I can backwards engineer it and use like a different stitch piece. Thanks, Toot. Just a quick reminder for unsolicited advice in the channel and the server. Gwen said, I was in the kitchen and I heard turn a cross stitch into a turtle. Journal. As a notebook. And yes, Gardens, it's like a traveler's notebook if you're familiar with what those are. But the cover is a cross-stitched piece that is sewn into the cover. I watched the intro video for it. The person who was running the class gave a little like introductory video. And apparently one of the questions that was asked was, do you need a sewing machine? She's like, do you need a sewing machine? Yes. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna head out. And hey, Gardens, welcome in. That makes a lot more sense. I mean, I actually have seen a cross-stitch turtle. There was one at Nashville Market. The pattern is called Astrid, and it's by, I want to say Jeanette Douglas, but I could be very wrong. But it's like, if you've ever seen a Quaker ball, they're a 12-sided ball with each side being a cross-stitch hexagon. And so it uses that kind of construction to create this really adorable turtle called Astrid. That was another one that was on my I'm eyeing this hard list from Nashville Market, but I think that would be a lot of oh my god, I need loosen up, please. Thank you. Sewing. A lot of sewing. How is surfing? Now she's down. How her cross-stitch turtle. Just like, excuse me. Yes, we're doing some maintenance and construction. No painting. In Pow's enclosure. So you can kind of see we're starting to build her a new hide out of bricks, but we ran out of bricks. So we need to go buy more bricks. She's not happy. She's never happy when we heck with her enclosure, which is why we do it so much. Because, you know, like, enrichment. Alright, we have one thread down. Let's see how many stitches we have left. So basically, this medallion, this partial medallion, fills the rest of this pumpkin. So we just have this little block to stitch. Good, Toot. I'm glad that was just for you. This gives her new things to trash. Exactly. It is enrichment because it's giving her new things to interact with. New things to play with, and in her case, destroy. So we don't mind, like, a lot of the stuff that we put in her enclosure is from the dollar store. So we put it in there knowing it's going to get wrecked. The headless Peter Pan Funko still sent me, I have to say. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this thread all sorted. Lady K says she's fulfilling her kaiju dreams. How is a kaiju in her mind? How is a kaiju? This color I'm using. Let me talk about my project a little bit. And you guys can always use the command project to find out more about what I'm working on. I do try and keep it updated at the beginning of every stitching stream. So this is, thank you, Gardens. Three Pumpkins. No P, no second P, just Pumpkins. By Studio HMP on Etsy. They are a group of designers out of Ukraine who do Quakers and things. And I really, really enjoy their work. I have quite a few in my queue. And actually this pattern was one of the very early patterns that I saved in my favorites when we were getting back into cross stitch a few years ago. I finally bit the bullet and got it. It's also my oldest whip from February of this year. It'll be nice to get it done and dusted. But the original pattern called for another shade of orange, and it was kind of like a lighter shade of orange between this one and this winter white mocha beige. But I wasn't really feeling that, so I swapped it out for this teal, because I really like teal and orange together as like an autumn colorway. So I just thought that would punch it up a little bit. And then this particular motif was supposed to be in 3799, but I wanted to have that teal carry across all three pumpkins. Yeah, I know. I don't have old whips. But it says my oldest whip from February. I'm working on Totoro from 2023. And Muffin's oldest whip is from 2019. This is Banks. Banks is here to help us stitch today. There's Banks. You're gonna love the camera. Yeah. Banks is hanging out with us today. She's been moving between this spot on the desk and the back of my chair. We give her a little smooch. We give her a little smooch. She just... No stitch, only Banks. I took off coworker appreciation for the stream because I didn't think I'd have any cats near me, because Early is sleeping in the closet and Banks was sleeping in the window. But apparently this is Banks' stream and we're all just living in it. All right, Mike, have a good one. Enjoy the festival. Okay, Banks, I want to do some stitching. Can I do some stitching? Thank you, Bebe. But yes, I don't have old whips, and I don't have many whips. Like, the running joke between me and Toot is that I start projects willy-nilly and I have a ton of whips. This is simply not the case. I have 3 personal whips and 1 shop sample. Kern says in the closet during Pride Month. She's comfortable in there. Since when, hombre? For a while now. Toot has a whip from 2007. Yes, we found the whip from 2007 when we were moving and then packed it. Gwen appreciates Banks. Redeem or no. We all appreciate Banks. There's so much black cat fur on this project now. I have a lint roller around here somewhere. You're so pretty, Banks, though.
Is such a thing even possible?
Thank you so much for redeeming Wisdom of Cryon. Let's do that. There is a new redeem. It was on there last week, or the week before, because last week we're stitching with Moon for a tarot reading, which is actually a tarot reading. It's a 1-card tarot reading that you guys can redeem once per stream. Lady K also redeeming that. Alright, so we'll do Wisdom of Cryon first. Wisdom of Cryon is the Angel Cryon in the 90s came to author Lee Carroll and provided wisdom and unhinged knowledge of the cosmos. So we like to see what the Angel Cryon has in store for us today. It could be helpful. It could be wildly unhinged. We never know. Hey Ferris, welcome in. And goodbye, Muffin. Farewell. Alright. So we have shuffled. And now we do 2 cuts. And the Angel Cryon says to us today, God is not in a vacuum, dear one. Your spiritual family is not ignorant about your life or the challenges that you face. Therefore, when you pray, say, God, tell me what it is I should know. Then, celebrate your victory. Individually, each of these sentences sound like they should make sense. God is not in a vacuum, dear one. Your spiritual family is not ignorant about your life or the challenges that you face. Therefore, meaning that this should be connected to the thing before it. Therefore, when you pray, say, God, tell me what it is that I should know. Then, celebrate your victory. God is in a dustbuster. Alright. God's in a dustbuster. So I don't know what we're supposed to take from that today, but be comforted that your spiritual family knows the true you, or something like that. Right. Dropping things. Okay. I'm back. Her says this feels like one of those things where there are parts that go unsaid, and they assume you know what goes in between. This deck is... I have many decks. This is the Last Unicorn deck. I've actually never read with this deck before, so we're going to get to know it together. But it is an absolutely beautiful deck. I do have a few pop culture decks like this. The one that I actually really like using is the Hocus Pocus deck, because it's all original art, and it's not just like screenshots from the movie, because I find that some fandom decks are just reused art from the movie. This one is not. This one is art made for the deck. And yeah. And I love The Last Unicorn. So So I was really looking forward to the chance to use this deck. All right, so we have shuffled 3 times. We're gonna do this draw. This is for Lady K. But if you guys find some inspiration in this, the thing that I love about tarot is that I don't really think it predicts the future. I think it tells you what to focus on now, and it gives you a focus for things that are already on your mind. So if this reading resonates with you, then I think that's a good focus to take forward into your day. Let's do 2 cuts. And we got the 7 of Cups. I love a Cups reading. So Cups is about emotion, flowing water, love. And the 7, because the 1 to 10 is a story. It's a progression. And 7 is usually kind of the point where the story is in its darkest. Yes, Miko, we're doing a tarot reading. Yeah, so this is kind of the point in the story where things are the darkest and something has happened. I will too. So the 7 of Cups, Cups is about imagination and love and kind of that overflowing of emotion. The 7 specifically warns us of leaning too far into that. It's wishful thinking, trying to leading yourself illusion, leading yourself to believe things are true because you want them to be true. So it is a warning card dressed up as a fantasy card, because it is about fantasy and illusion and things that could be good, but that you need to be very careful of. So I think this one especially is a warning card that sometimes you have to let your dreams be dreams. Sometimes you have to let your dreams be dreams. And sometimes you don't. But you need to, it's something to keep in mind. This isn't a card saying you're giving into wishful thinking. It's a card going, is this something that could be going on in your life? Is it? And then get you to think about it. There you go. That was your tarot reading for the day. My tarot readings are not particularly mystical. I tend to put things in very blunt terms and very, I don't know, normal language. But that's just my style of reading tarot. Let me go back to, let's get our stitching back out. Thank you so much for redeeming those, Lady K. That was really nice. Actually, I like reading. I like reading. It's like a muscle you gotta kind of work out sometimes. Garden's Tarot is Dreams of Gaia by Raven, not Phalange, Phelan. I think I've seen that one. It's really pretty. And Garden says our upside down cards the opposite of their meanings, and Lady K is correct. It depends on the reader. I don't tend to read them like, it really depends on the reading. So sometimes I will see an upside down card as kind of a sign to keep this in mind. Like it's like someone highlighted the card and said, like, this is important. For example, I drew that one upside down, and with the meaning of the card, it really did seem more like a warning than a prophecy. But it, like I said, and like Lady K said, it really depends on the reader and how they choose to interpret upside down cards or reversed. And yes, so So we went to Coffin Creek, which is our local coffee shop, which is also where we sell our kits, which is also where they sell a bunch of witchy shit. And Ariel, who is the owner of Coffin Creek, just brought in a load of tarot and oracle decks that she specifically recommends. So not just like random decks. These are like decks that she has cleared. And there was one called Mother Mort's Carnival? Something like that. And it immediately spoke to Toot. Like, it basically leapt off the shelf into Toot's hands. And that has only happened one other time, so of course we had to get it. Because when a deck does that, you listen. And as I was purchasing this, Ariel came and was like, oh my god, I love this. I love this deck. It is so cool. You have to read the story that goes with it. This is one of my favorite decks. Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls. Like, you have to read this deck. It is absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorites, that kind of stuff. So we got home and was okay. And Toot is not a big tarot person. This deck is reading her to filth. You know when you get a deck that just like straight up calls you out on shit? That is this deck. And for someone who does not super vibe with tarot or oracle decks very much, it is really funny that this deck happens to take things from Toot's life and shine a giant glaring spotlight on it. This deck cracks me up. I love it. I love that it is reading her to filth. Lady K asked Toot readings when? Never. Toot's not real. Toot is a collective hallucination. How did the closed captions get play Ed Sheeran from that? I don't know. I don't pay attention to the closed captions because if I do, I get like really up in my head about them. And I get really anxious. I know sometimes they say funny things, but if I'm reading them, I get like stressed out. I don't actually look at them. Biggs has now returned to her spot in the window after depositing some fur in my coffee, so that's great. Toot is a color finish! Toot is working on stitching up Luna Moth onto a pair of denim shorts. And it's gonna look so friggin' cute! And you guys, let me know what you guys are working on. I would love to know. Are you stitching this morning? Are you still just getting your coffee together? What's going on? Why is my project so crooked on the screen? Cat hair for love flavor. Yep. Paris needs to start a new one. Go back to one of your old stitches since you finished Pride Goblin. I think you should start a new one. It's Moon's birthday sale today. Moon's birthday sale gives you permission to start a new project no matter what. Garden says I need to start Tweehazen by Long Dog Samplers. You don't know if you want to make the border 310. Project that you're doing with variegated floss. Interesting. Yeah, long dogs do look very good in variegated, I find. Either that or kind of like a reverse punch where you have a very bright fabric, crazy colorful fabric with like a very neutral thread. I really like those two. Garden says, what is the salad? Just any new start? Yep. We are starting new projects along with Moon. She's doing a special birthday live stream this afternoon, as well as her normal live stream tomorrow. But this afternoon, 6 p.m. Toot, if you could give Moon a shout out, please. And the theme of the SAL is Moon gives you permission, start a new project. Moon enables you. I know Muffin is doing a moon themed project. It doesn't have to be moon themed. But I am also doing a moon themed project. Ferris is crocheting a bathing suit cover up for your anniversary trip in October. Nice. Thank you for the pin, Toot. And Domina. Where did that come from? Ferris's goals is to do a long dog. Yeah, I would love to do, maybe not necessarily a long dog, but like a long dog, or one of those massive modern folk embroideries, or something like that that's just gigantic and monochromatic. I was honestly thinking of using the crazy red and purple fabric that I have the wizard on, to do something like that. Like I said, just use a black thread and do a monochrome sampler or long dog on that. However, there hasn't been a long dog that has made me want to invest that amount of time into it, if that makes sense. Like, there's one that hasn't been like, I want to live in this world for 4,000 hours. Oh, we're not doing co-working. Why do I still have that up? Turning off that timer. What do their timers do? And Charlie's still on a full coverage kick. Started their first stamp cross stitch, and you're digging it. Nice. A Van Gogh sunset from Painting Fairy. That sounds lovely. I haven't done a printed cross stitch or stamped cross stitch yet. I have done a printed embroidery kit before, many moons ago, but I've never done a stamped cross stitch one. But yeah, I think that's why I stopped really looking at full coverage pieces. And of course, mileage may vary. Like, this is just my experience. I kind of stopped looking at full coverage pieces because it was like, I love this piece of art, but do I want to spend 4,000 hours living in the world that this piece of art represents? And honestly, for a couple of pieces, the answer to that is yes. Like, I'm really Ball Snake from Unconventional Cross Stitch is like living just rent free in my brain at all times. Pumpkin Pie, also Unconventional Cross Stitch, living rent free in my brain. But Ball Snake especially. Garden says, yeah, I've had to determine whether I like it as a cross-stitch project or more as a print type of art. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you really love the art, you can always try and find a print of it. I think that's why I kind of gave up on doing a cross-stitch version of Tangled Garden, as much as I adore Tangled Garden. However, I am kind of working on like a stylized Quaker style interpretation of Tangled Garden that I'm really excited about, but it needs a lot more work because I have a print of Tangled Garden I just need to put it up. That is the painting by J.E.H. MacDonald, who was a member of the Group of Seven, which is a group of Canadian painters who are really known for their landscapes and for finding beauty in Canadian subjects, basically. And I take a lot of my patterns do take a lot of inspiration from them. Not just in terms of like visual interpretation, but also in terms of subject and how they treat their subjects, which may seem kind of strange to some people, that I take so much inspiration from a group of landscape painters from the early 1900s, but I do. Alright guys, we have been going for about an hour, so it is actually time for us to take a break. I need to run some ads to keep pre-rolls off. So you aren't going to miss anything. You've got our friends up, you've got Springtrap and POW on your screen. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. Go grab a drink, stretch, hydrate, do all the things. I will see you guys back here. BRB! Hello, welcome back. Hopefully everyone's back from ads by now. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to do a quick update here to see how many more stitches we have. We have 50 stitches left to go. So let's see if we can get these banged out. So we can get our new moon start. Strawberry moon sal? No. Moon phase sal? Yeah. Farrah says, I really want to do one of Ruby Cat's William Morris pieces. You've had Strawberry Thief in your faves on Etsy for a while now. Yeah, I love the William Morris art, that style of art, that really like decadent, vibrant, full of detail, I think translates really well into cross stitch. And there is a deep well of inspiration there. Like, I'm not a huge art person. I just really like the group of 7. Fun fact, Toot and I got married in an art gallery. Ferris's dream house is Hal's bedroom. You love maximalist? Yes. Yes, all of the stuff. I don't think I'm quite at maximalist yet. I'm definitely not at minimalist. Yesterday I got some more stuff up on my walls, because I have a box of cross stitch and just stuff, including my print of Tangled Garden that needs to go up on the walls of my office that I just haven't gotten to yet, including a string of froggy lights. The problem being that I am short and I get shaky on my feet when I'm on a stepladder, so it's not a single person operation to get stuff up. However, I did hang my pegboards that I bought literally months ago. I have pegboards now, guys. Very excited. However, I have them up and now I don't know what to do with them. I might put a picture in the Discord and ask for some advice. Because right now I've got my hoops hanging off of them. And that is it. I might put up a hook for fabric scissors. And I think I'm going to put up 2 hooks to like rest my quilt ruler on. Because I have nowhere to store this quilt ruler. It's 18 inches long. And it just doesn't fit anywhere. Like, none of my storage solutions are big enough for this quilt ruler. So I think it might be perfect for the pegboard solution. Ferris made the mistake of going on Etsy. Yeah. Yup. Flossy Fox is having a sale this week, if you didn't know, this weekend. So many good patterns. Good patterns. Yeah, we keep, Toot and I have, you know, our cult archives of patterns that we keep. And I have a spreadsheet that has, like, all the details. So, but bro, when you close your eyes, you see nothing. That's my life without thecozydhstitchery.com. Thank you, Toot. That was the best promo I've ever seen. So yes, go check out thecozydhstitchery.com, please. I'm very proud of the work that I've done on the site. And if you guys missed the announcement earlier this week, the shop is now like up and running. So you can buy our patterns directly from our website. You can also download all of the freebies directly from our website. You can also get some cat pics directly from our website. But mostly the shop and the freebies is what I'm very excited about. What am I saying? But yeah, I keep a spreadsheet that's just like the names of the patterns and the names of the designer and everything, so we can like sort and search, you know, stitch counts and dimensions and all that. But then we also keep a visual catalog that's just like pretty pictures to scroll of all the patterns we own. I like looking through that to find something to stitch on, because it's a list of pretty patterns that we own. It's great for the earworms. Yes, Farah. Farah. Why am I having such trouble saying your name today? I just compressed it into Farah. Yes, Farah, you should. I just use Google Photos. It's the easiest method for me. And then in the info of each picture, I put the name of the pattern, the name of the designer, stitch count, and dimensions, so that I have that information there as well. It's just not like searchable, but if I click on a pattern that I want to do, I can get the information from it. I feel like the camera is washing out the colors in this a little bit. It's the teal is much more vibrant than it's looking on camera. Really love it. Yeah, this was one of my first projects on linen. And I was very nervous at first, because I was still getting used to stitching Danish on linen. Which sounds like it shouldn't be that big of a change, but it feels like it is. Because there's more jumping. There's more counting, there's more jumping. There's more throwing yourself into space and hoping that you hit the right hole in the linen. But doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I occasionally get the wrong hole, but it's okay. Like I said, this project has a lot of fudges in it. But I find that it's very forgiving of fudges. One thing that I did fudge. So the stems, the pumpkins are all the same color, 919. The stems of the pumpkin were all called for in 3011, which is this color. I have no idea where this color is. Like, no idea. I know that we once had it in our collection. Clearly, because I stitched with it. I have no recollection of, like, I can't find it anywhere. But I really wanted to finish this project. So what I did was I chose 2 different greens for the stems of the other 2 pumpkins. So each stem is a different green, so that makes it look deliberate. Thank you, Ferris. Hi, Binks. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna talk to Chad again? Gonna jump up? Wanna go up? No, you just want love. Okay. See if I can stitch one-handed while loving Binks. I can. Success. Binks thinks I should use both hands to love her. The number 4, no. The number 3, yes, to your question, Gwen. Gwen asks, anyone know if Michaels has project bags that fit the larger Nerges? I have not found one that fits the number 4 Nerge, but these ones that I happen to have conveniently right here. Hi, Binks. Can I show chat this? Thank you. That I'm actually using for a marker bag because someone, Gwen, has been chewing up my markers. These ones, they've got like the colored zipper at the top. I think these are the 14-inch ones. These fit the number 3 Nerges just fine. Number 3 was what you're looking for? Good. What area did you find that in the store? I found that in with the storage stuff, like around the Simply Tidy area, because the brand name is Simply Tidy. You're usually on like an end cap. I hope they are not discontinued, because I know that they discontinued a bunch of Simply Tidy stuff. We may have been going into Michael's quite a lot. Alright, Biggs, I really want to get this stitch finished. Can I do that, my love? Yeah. You're a fluffy girl, I know. You knocked the camera all around. Yeah, is that your project now? Gotta love it. Oh, thank you, Toot, for giving the link. That SKU should be the same. There's a SKU on that thing. That should be the same in the US. So if you can't find them, you might be able to ask an employee to look up the SKU and tell you where it is. If that is still the same as it was, God, 6 years ago, when I worked for Michaels. Thanks, did you do a hydrate? Are you back? Getting so close. 1, 2, 4 rows of stitches left. She says I want to go to Michael's now. Soon. Soon we shall go to Michael's. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Out of stock? No. I think you can find similar ones on Amazon. I've heard people say that they got theirs from Amazon and they look identical to the ones I got. I love this teal and orange combo. I don't know why, but like it pops so well, and it reminds me very strongly of like autumn vibes specifically. I actually designed a pattern that has this combination of colors as a plaid. Excited for that one to come out. Gwen, it sounds like you're gonna need some more projects. I think one of the reasons that I've kind of stopped having so many projects on the go is because I like having them kitted up with all the floss. However, our flash storage system, we don't have multiples of bobbins. So if a color's in my kit, it's not in Stash and it's not in Toot's kit, and vice versa. Which makes it difficult to have like all the colors you need for 6 or 7 different projects at once. Ben's mostly just looking for a proper sized bag to be able to take a project to work or when traveling. Yeah, it is kind of hard to find a good simple bag that you can just throw. That's why I really like these pouches from Michaels. For a while I was keeping each project in a pouch with all the floss, but that became really difficult to find the floss that I needed. So I switched back to keeping the floss in a box. So all the floss I need for all of my active projects are in one bobbin box. I'll show you guys when we finish this. And the projects themselves live in my cart. My Lexington Michaels 3-tiered cart that everyone owns. Gwen's been taking Totoro to work, tucking it inside a 3-ring binder inside the larger travel bag. That sounds about right. We have in our collection a padded zippered 3-ring binder with a handle that is DMC brand that was designed for the Stitch Bow storage system, which we briefly used, but it is really nice for storing a project in. I might, if I did have to travel with a project, I would probably use that. Because it's also sturdy, it gives a bit of structure. Hey Chain, welcome in. Thanks for grabbing your coffee. We've been talking about new starts and whip loads and everything like that because I am almost finished this project. Like, as soon as I finish this Quaker motif here, I'm done. Dunzo. Dunsville. Oop. And this Ada, it's not Ada, first of all. Blurp. It's linen from Witchilt. This is plain brown. And it says it's 32 count, but it's really stitching up more like a 28 count. Like, I would be really surprised if it was actually 32. You're thinking to start a new project, but then budget is cobwebs right now. Yeah, I get that. I do, we have a pretty well-stocked stash from other projects, so I usually have enough to get started on something. And then we can pick up stuff as we go. Yay, Ferris got food. Yay! Ferris says that's why I'm using an old chart with the thread I already have. Perfect. One thing that I like about cross-stitch is that the barrier to entry in terms of supplies is quite low compared to other hobbies. Like, once you get into like full coverages and stuff like that, then projects can get super pricey. But if you're just starting out, a couple skeins of DMC, thing of Ada, bamboo hoop. Yeah, big stretchy girl. It's really not bad. Compared to, and like also the level of skill that you need. The level of skill that you need to get started is not as high as with, like, say, knitting or crochet. And there are kits. Like, the existence of kits is great. Gare says, yeah, you can get free charts, and Ada and Floss is pretty cheap. Yep, exactly. TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, are the same way to start. You can spend a whole lot or nothing at all, says Napalm. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it really is kind of what you make of it. Like, you could spend so much on this hobby, and we have. Or you could thrift all of your supplies and use DMC and not spend very much at all. It kind of depends on what you want to do. But in terms of materials, my philosophy is, it's kind of the same as when choosing patterns. Do I want to be touching this stuff for hundreds of hours? And if the answer is no, I should probably use something else, even if it's going to be slightly more expensive. Because the amount of enjoyment that I get out of that, in terms of, like, hours of entertainment versus material cost, pennies on the dollar for cross stitch. And if you're looking for free patterns, can you hit them with the link again? One says, speaking of thrifting, you should probably start heading out. You originally planned on just checking out 2 stores. Now you kind of want to hit up a thrift store? Do it. Good luck, Gwen. I wish you the thrifting luck. We have a new thrift store near us, and we have found some bangers, let me tell you. The Wisdom of Cryon deck was from the thrift store. A lot of my frames recently have come from either the thrift store or the dollar store. I actually just hung up Pumpkin Couple, which is in one of my favorite thrifted frames. Guys, we're so close. We're almost there. It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Which binks for luck. But yeah, like I was saying, I really got comfortable doing Danish, which is what I'm doing now. Danish is the method where you go across doing like one leg and then you go back doing the second leg, which is my preferred method. I don't know, I feel like it's faster for me. I'm sure people who usually do English feel the same way about English. But it's been really nice. And also, I've been learning from Toot how to keep my backs neater. So you can kind of see the progression of my backs on this piece, and I'll show you guys because I'm going to take it out of the hoop and show you guys the whole thing. Because with this final stitch, I said with this stop falling out of the fabric. With this final stitch, oh my god. She's complete! Da 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 da! Let's move it over there for now. Then we will weave this in. Hype. But yes, I have been learning from Toot how to do neater backs because that is something that I struggle with. And I do want the, like, I'm never gonna be a back perfectionist. Backfectionist, if you will. However, I do want neater backs. Stuff is falling. Okay. We're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Muffin will continue to be a backfectionist. Alright, let's get this out of the frame. Out of the hoop. This grime guard is from Chromatorium, by the way, on Chromatorium on Etsy. Absolutely love it. Thanks! Is this your project now? Needleminder. Thanks. You know, you can't settle there, baby. You have to come over here. Here. Sit on my back. There we go. She's back. Thanks, baby. I love you. I need to show the people the thing. Yeah. Good girl. Crusty green nerd. We're gonna hang on to that because I'm gonna need it in a second. But here we go. There she is. I love it. So you can see the 3 different greens. So I started with the pumpkin in the middle. This was the first one I did. And it's got all the colors of the inserts. This one has all 4 colors as well, and this one just has 3. But you can kind of see, actually my backs on all of these are pretty neat. So this is the most recent one. Yes, that's pretty freaking neat, I think. This one gets a little bit messier in the leaves. This one too. No, Banks never learned no from me. But yeah, that's pretty freaking neat all around. Yeah, oh, I'm so pleased with that. Look at that. That looks great. Oh, so happy. I think this one would be a really cute, like, pillow finish. Because I don't think I'm going to find a frame that's that exact dimensions. Happy. Muffin says yes, that would look so cute as a pillow. It would. We're talking about neat backs. Ferris tries not to get hung up on it, but there's something satisfying about a neat back. Very satisfying. Thank you guys so much. And then someone is insistent. Rom-com protagonist. Oh, she's back. Yes, she's back. Alright. So. Housekeeping. Stitch log. Need a pen. Found a pen. Nope, that's not a pen. That's a marker. That's also a marker. That's a pen. Alright, finish. What's the date today? The 27th? 27 June 2026. Alright, finishing. I'm going to do a pillow finish. I'm just going to mark that down. And I'm also going to mark down that the 32 count behaved more like a 28 count. 32 count. And then subbed 3808. I'm gonna have to look and see what I subbed it for. And then finished on stream. I like to add some notes about the project itself. Like how it made me feel, what was going on, that kind of thing. So finished on stream. I hibernated for several months. Did the final 14,000 stitches in 5 days. Hi, baby. Okay, there we go. So now this moves from this whip section. Also subbed a couple of greens, yes. Also subbed 3362 and 3364 for 311 in Outside Pumpkin. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so now this moves from the whip section. Sorry for the thunk. Over to finishes. And then when it becomes an FFO, it will move to the FFO tab. So the finish tab kind of functions as my FFO to-do list. So then the next thing that we have to do, well, that's finished. Oh no, I need to do my stitch log with the 116 stitches. So 27th, I did pumpkins. $116 stitches. Hell yeah. As well. Finishes. 3 pumpkin. Stitch log updated. There's my stitch log, my whip, so you can see that it was a whip coming in. And then different things. So we are going over here to yeah, so these are my only whips. I have Ridiculous 90s Wizard, I have Raven's Harvest Moon. This afternoon, we'll be starting Moon Witch. So this is the pattern, the page that I did up for Moon Sal. It's got these sparkly moon stickers. I don't usually do stickers and stuff like that, but this one just felt so appropriate, so I had to put it on. And the pattern we are going to be doing, we, the royal we, our moon. Speak of the birthday girl. Thank you so much. So the pattern we're going to be doing is Celestial Witch from Stitch Sprout. However, I'm doing a full color conversion. So with Binks's permission, alright, I'm doing a full color conversion. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using, which is Picture This Plus 36 count linen. 32 or 36. I can't remember. I have it written down somewhere. In Ancient. And thank you, Moon. Yeah, we just finished a second ago. In Ancient, so it's got these, it's this lovely beige, like golden beige color with these blue-gray kind of flecks and specks, which is lovely. So if you guys haven't seen Celestial Witch, it's done in shades of black and gray. However, this is the conversion that I'm going to be doing. So you can see why the fabric is perfect for this. They're like an inverse. So yeah, this is going to be so good. And then there's constellations backstitched into the hat. Yeah, Binks is a good girl. She's a lot girl today. Yeah. I know. Are you going to go lay down? Maybe? Okay. So yeah, so this is the conversion we're doing. So I have to pull threads from this. I need to get this into a hoop, and I need to select a needle minder and needle. So that is... Binks is communicating her needs. And thank you guys. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this conversion. Okay. So let us move over here. Moon face reveal. So welcome to my box. It's not as much of a mess as it looks. Take care of this white thread. But welcome to my box. It's not as much of a mess as it looks. This is where extra skeins that I need to bobbinate comes from. Thanks, Lady K. And thank you for the hydrate. So this row is Wizard Boy. This row is Raven's Harvest Moon. And this row is going to be the next shop sample that I start, which I've already pulled threads for. This is black and white. And then this is colors that I'm done with and need to be put away. And then I keep I usually keep a pair of snips. Right now I just have my little carrot switchblade here. Chink. Well, that's choice. And then I have all my floss, so. Which I will bobbinate. I will bobbinate. Just give me a look. I think this color I need for this project. No, I was wrong. Was it this color? No, I was wrong again. Oh, heck. Oh, look, I have tweezers. Nice. Alright, well, we'll bobbinate a blue. We will, let's bobbinate a blue in a second. See if there's anything else I need to bobbinate. So thread, for when someone cuts in line at the farmer's market. Shink! Alright, so... I don't know why that got me. We need 311, which was in a different project, so I grabbed it because I knew I was needed for this. And then I need to come over here, grab our bobbin boxes. Ooh. Hi, Binks. Yeah, I'm getting up. You're okay. Need these 2 boxes. Chicken pants! So I need 517, 518, and 519, which are not in here because they are in Toot's box or on order. So we can't do those ones. 676, let's see. There's 676. 729. So these are the golds. So I might need more of that. I'm gonna go diving and see if I have another skein of that. Because I have to go diving and get the bobbins anyways. Seven, 5, 2. Right. Do not have 3756. I do have 3761. One of the blues. And so I have 4 of the colors ready to go. Oh well. Yes, very pretty blues. We could go to Michael's. I already ordered them. So we can go check the mail. All right, so that's our kit so far. They are either in this house or they are on order. His paycheck is a prison. We're going on Tuesday. Alright, now let's get out the bobbins, and it was, I believe, 676 that I needed another one of. Let me double check that. Oh god, there's gonna be another loud click. Sorry, guys. Muffin wants to come to Michael's. Alright, guys, I guess we're doing a road trip to Michael's. Where's my bobbin box? It's gone! Muffin said we could go. Alright. There's another skein of 676. Toot, would you do me the honor of going to Michael's with me and out for lunch? Not big lunch. Little lunch. Little lunch, little Michael's. Group trip to Michael's. Yeah, we'll pick up Muffin, we'll pick up Moon, we'll pick up Ferris, and then we'll all go to Michael's and get back in time for Moon's stream at 6. That sounds good to me. Now where the heck is my bobbin box? Because I wish to bobbinate for Lady K, and I cannot. Because I have no bobbins. I don't even know if you guys can hear me anymore. I'm looking for like a second and then I'm coming back and calling it a lost cause. Because it's in this doom box somewhere. Yeah, okay. It's in that doom box. It's fine. We'll find it. So sorry, Lady K. I will do your bobbins next stream for you. Because now we have 676 to do as well. Alright, so that's enough thread to get us started. I gotta do 2 now. Yeah, I do. Dump. Glenn stole my bobbins. And said, did you drop down on one knee for that? Girl, if I actually went down on one knee, I couldn't get back up again. Alright. Right. Baby Michael's after the weed guy comes? Yeah. Ferris had that happen the other day when you got your new desk. You had to move all the things that were in the drawers and you still haven't put them where they're supposed to go. Yeah, I have one large doom box of stuff that belongs in this room that just needs to go away somewhere in this room. And unfortunately the bobbins made it in there. Actually, your weed guy is the friendly stranger today. Whoop. But usually the weed guy is the government. Oh, the weed guy, you said hi. Alright. So, I'm folding this in quarters, which it already kind of was. So this is all I have left of this fabric. I'm not cutting it down. I'm not cutting it down because that would be like a tiny little scrap of fabric, and then this gives me more wiggle room for framing options. So I think I'm gonna be able to do it in... I think if I went to a number 3, it would be too big. Hi. Hi. Hi, how you doing? So we're gonna do it in a number 2. Yes, this is my Banks. Alright, we're gonna center that in the frame, because as soon as I get this nice and tight, that center mark is gonna disappear. So I'm just going to start stitching in the center of the hoop. So, let's see. Do I have to widen this a little bit more? No, I just have to hold it out. Ferris is banned for bad jokes. While I'm doing this, while I'm getting this nice and tight, because I like my fabric drum tight. While I'm doing this, I just want to let you guys know that we are going to have a special extra stream this week. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to be streaming Wednesday afternoon from 2 to 4. I'm going to be playing Palia. That's a gaming stream. I'm going to have my mic on. We're going to play some Palia. We're going to hang out. It's going to be fun. I hope to see you guys there. It'll be on the schedule. Toot and I will post our schedules in the Discord as usual on Sundays. But I just want to let you guys know. Extra special stream. Yes, very extra special stream. Oh yeah, that's got the nice tension right there. Let's see. Fabric ASMR. And then we're going to... But yeah, I'm really excited. It's been so long since I've done a gaming stream. I've never done a gaming stream with a dual monitor setup. I used to be a cozy gaming streamer and I only had one monitor, if you can believe. I am so excited because I've been really enjoying Palia and I really want to share it with you guys. I just got a relationship quest because I am dating the single dad who works too hard. And I thought it was so sweet because the first relationship quest you get with him is he can't pursue a relationship with you until you have a better relationship with his daughter, which is... yeah, I just love that. Muffin was banned for bad jokes. Yeah, the single dad who works too hard. I'm also dating the robot and the soup-loving F-boy. They need more marriage candidates who don't seem like literal children. I like... And I'll talk about that more, Palia. Muffin is so excited. Yay! Okay, yeah, so that's gonna be Wednesday from 2 to 4. Just a short one, because my breathing. Alright, so this is my temporary needle minder storage. I need to put these up. So we need to find a needle minder for Moon. So my immediate... This one Moon made for me, so that was a contender. This one, Moon and I have matching ones. But I know the one. I know the way. I just need to find it. And with my luck, it's not even here. It's on my cart. Oh, success. Okay. Here it is. This is the one. This is the one. I have so many needle minders. It's actually a problem. Guys, look at my vintage needle minder. I made this out of a pin that I purchased at Anime North in 2004. Yeah, so that happened. This is one of my favorites. Is that Wu-Fei from Gundam Wing? It is. This is one of my favorites. Okay, but yes. So the Moon needle minder. So this is actually a 3-way friendship necklace bracelet thing. And Toot has the star and Moon has the moon. Yeah. So this is the needle minder we're gonna go for. DK says, I love the pink beast so much. Which one is the... Oh yeah, the pink beast. This one. I don't even know, Muffin. Toot found this as like a set of earrings. I have 2 of these. Anyways. But yes, okay, so that's the needle minder. I will use this 28 needle. All right, we have our fabric. We have enough to get started. What is the color that I need to start with? That's a great question, and I probably don't have it. 3756, which is not one of the ones that I pulled out. I can also start with 3761. There are also 4 stitches of 3865 in this. And they're all in the eyes. Okay. I can get started with what I have, but we're probably going to go to Michael's this afternoon. Yes. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, that's actually perfect timing because we are about to wrap up. I'm just going to snooze out these ads. So yeah, join us this afternoon for Moon's birthday sal. 6 p.m. Eastern. Start. It's a start along. The theme is whatever you want to start. There is no theme. However, I am starting a moon theme project, which is Celestial Witch. It's gonna be on this linen. I am very, very excited. Yeah. And thank you for joining me while I finished Three Pumpkins. And I'm happy Binks was around today. You guys got to see Binks so much. There's our finish from today. Bears found a cat and moon chart that you're going to start. Nice. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's see if I can get my ending screen up. Because we are going to wrap it there. That's perfect, perfect timing. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love our Saturday morning hangouts. Yeah, they're so lovely. And a cat and moon tarot card, perfect, perfect pairs. All right, so before I forget, here is the link to our Discord, which I completely just misspelled Discord. So if you're not already a member, you can hop in there, get all of the updates as to what's going on. You can talk about crafting, you talk about gaming, animals, whatever you would like. Check out our shop if you still need a pattern for the start along. We have patterns, we got freebies. Go have a look. What else? We have a new video up on the YouTubes. If you missed last week's stream, which was a AMA with myself and Moon, I have put it up on the YouTube. So if you want to go revisit that anytime you would like, there's also a bunch of other floss tube extras and mini tutorials and things like that. So if you need another floss tube, defunct floss tube to follow, I got you covered. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I think that's all the promo that I had to do. I had to take a sippy sip. So yes, thank you guys for joining me. This has been lovely. Let's find someone to raid out to. Grab the first message if you are subbed. Grab the second message if you are not subbed. And let's find a raid target. Alright, we're gonna go hang out with one of Muffin's countrymen. Thrago. Oh, never mind. They are about to raid out, so we will not do that. Let's go hang out with Carrot Cleric. They are doing some baking. It's gonna be fun. Lots of glitter involved, apparently. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna start the raid here. My friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in the Discord server. I'll see you in Binks's window bed, but most importantly, I will see you in my heart. Alright. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.